This is Lee Lambert. All these students on here are taking the PMP exam. Guys, I asked Lee if he could come on. Can you hear me, Lee?
Yes, I can.
Lee's the guy that founded the PMP, so he fairly knows a little bit about it. But
this looks like a pretty smart group of students to me. I'll tell you, you take your, well, yeah, Christian's kind of questionable, but you take the students and put them in Scott Payne's class, and it's almost like osmosis. You just soak it all up and go pass the exam. Not a hard exam. I mean, well, it's real hard, to tell you the truth. But you, with the study that you do, I was one of the creators. Like 1981, we started. 84, we went live, and we never had. Like I was just asked by a PMI big shot the other day, did you ever have any idea how big this thing would get? And I said, no. You know, I mean, it's 1.3 million. And growing, and we expect it's going to grow exponentially in the coming years. We've just identified that in the next 5 years there'll be need for 10 million more project managers. So you can be one of those 10 million. I mean, good project managers today, what do they make? About 300,000-400,000 a year, something like that. Oh, well, maybe not everybody. Maybe not everybody. Sorry, I was thinking of me. No, just kidding. So anyway, I wanted to wish you well. I think that my knowledge of Scott goes back a ways. We've worked together a couple of times, and I get asked all the time, who's the best, who's the very best person to give me the highest probability of being a PMP. And I, without hesitation, picked Scott. So you got the right guy working with you, and I wish you all luck. I'll watch whenever somebody passes a PMP. I'm a LinkedIn freak. I got about 30,000 person connection. Whenever I see I passed my PMP on LinkedIn, I write a nice letter of congratulations. And the thing that's kind of weird now is I've been doing 15 or 20 a day. Thing isn't slowing down at all. So there's like 15, 16 of you. I'll just go ahead and start my letter now and then just fill in the names when you get them.
That's cool. All right. Thank you for hanging out, Lee. Let's ask
my
him.
pleasure.
Hey, well, one second. Anybody got one? When's the next time you get to talk to the dude that started the whole thing? Like, well, on LinkedIn, you can talk to him in a couple seconds if you want to. But like, anybody got any questions for Lee?
Any questions? I just did a thing in Pakistan. They're supposed to ask a couple questions. Ask 22 questions. So you got any?
Do you actually update or work with the exam people who update the exam every year? You still do that?
I don't know. You know, here's the thing. That PMP is like the family jewels, and they don't let too many people get too close to it. So no, I never have seen it. I was excluded from taking the exam for almost 10 years. When we started it. So I don't see it, but I see copies of things not supposed to see. So yes, I see it, but they're trying to make the test more representative. I think the change in the PMBOK has been very, very good. And I think it becomes more of a test of common sense and project management knowledge instead of how well you can memorize.
Mm-hmm.
And you do know, like, obviously you're in the game, like you're working with them, contracting. You know Gina, you know Alejandra, you know these people that control the exam. So these.
Oh yeah, no, I make a point to. They're all ladies, so I make a point to be very good friends with them. They have all the knowledge.
They do have all the knowledge. Anyway, one more question before we let Lee go. I appreciate it. Anybody got anything?
Rich, you awake?
When's the last time you took the exam?
I'm sorry?
When's the last time you took the exam?
Last time I took it? 1996. It's when it was paper, 8 body knowledge areas. You had a full day, 8 hours, 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. I took it, was done in 2 hours and 15 minutes and got 100%.
I was going to ask 100%.
Yeah. Well, that's
cool.
a lot. I don't know what I got. Back in those days, we didn't tell you what I got. So I figured I can say 100%. Nobody can prove it. I passed. Let me put it that way. I passed. Thank God.
Yeah. Well, what do you think now about Agile?
What?
What do you think now about Agile?
Oh,
like
shoot. I wish I had asked that. Well, I think Agile's here to stay. And if you don't get knowledgeable about Agile, you won't pass the exam. Let me put it that way. As far as I'm concerned with Agile, I don't have anything to do with it because I'm 75. I'm not doing projects anymore, and so I don't have to know Agile. Although I know Scott Ambler and Mark Lines, who invented the thing in terms of disciplined Agile. I happen to think it actually has some real good benefits for the lack of long-term requirements definition. That used to be our biggest failure point in predictive projects, starting the project with inadequate requirements definition. And now with Agile, we don't get very far until it's time to clarify requirements. And I think that's a very good thing. In the original PMBOK in '96, we had an area that wasn't called Agile, but we invented Agile. I don't care what they say. In that book, it says if there's too long of a project with uncertainty in terms of requirements, use a rolling wave planning concept. That's exactly what Agile is. I don't care how fancy they put a name on it. It's a rolling wave concept. And you go a little ways, you stop, and then you figure it out, and then you go a little ways further. So it's here to stay. I just told my Pakistan students that about 70% of the jobs in the future are going to have some Agile content to it.
Mhm. Yeah,
So yeah, you can't run from it. You just really can't.
there you go. All right, Lee. Well, I appreciate it. I know they'd ask you 22 questions, or we got 18 more, but I appreciate it. Thank you again. I'll follow up. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for sharing with the students. And you help us so much. If there's anything we can ever do for you, please let us know.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you guys. Good luck when you do get to take the exam.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, right on.